Hey, it's Kate. So for today's video, I'm back with the second episode in my beginner series, and today we are going to be doing colourful eyeshadow because I couldn't wait too long to do this video because I just love colourful eyeshadow. It is one of my favourite things to play with makeup. It's one of the reasons I do makeup because I just love how creative you can be. So today we are going to do rainbow eyes because I think that that's going to show you some very simple techniques for blending, and then you can always recommend or ask in the comments for specific coloured looks you want me to do, and I'll be sure to give them a go and put them in this series as well. So when I do my eye makeup, I like to prime my eyes with foundation or concealer. Some people like to use eye primer, but I like to use a concealer. So I use a matte one, and I like to use one that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I like to take a big flat brush and just blend it out. And what this does is, firstly, it blocks out the colour of your eyelid so that the colours can be their true authentic selves as they come. And also it means that colours last longer because the oils from your eyelids are not breaking up the colour. And as you can probably see with my brush, I'm also just being really careful under my eyebrow because I'm kind of like carving out underneath the brow even though I haven't filled them in yet. So some good primers are obviously the P. Louise base. Lots of people use that. I haven't been able to try that yet, but hopefully one day I will. The Urban Decay primer. But I just find that concealer does the job. You don't need to necessarily go out and buy a brand new expensive eye primer. Now, not everyone likes to set their eye primer, but I have always set my eye primer because I find that otherwise if I don't set it, my eyeshadow will crease throughout the day. So I just set my eye primer with a matte white or nude shade from an eyeshadow palette. And I just like to set all over where I put that concealer, just a light layer so that it's not sticky anymore. Some people like to keep it sticky, especially when working with colour, because then the colours stick to it, but I just personally find it easier to blend my shades when I set down my base. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the yellow reddish eye on this side like this, and then after I finish filming this clip I'm going to film the green and blue eye on a close-up camera, and I'm going to insert it here. So I'm going to shuffle over a little bit just so you can see it a bit close up. So whenever I'm doing looks like this where it's like block of colour all blended at the edges, I like to use flat brushes. They are fluffy, but they're quite thin and they are flat. I like to try and have at least 3 because that's basically how many colours we're going to be using, so then you can have one for each colour. So I'm going to start with some yellow, and I've just tapped my brush into it, and then I'm just going to tap a little bit off, because if you don't tap it off then you can get fallout. That's also why I haven't done any of my base makeup yet, because I find that if your eyeshadow falls out and you already have foundation on, then it gets all on here and then it can ruin your makeup. So I often start with my eyeshadow first. So I'm going to pat this onto my eyelid and also into my crease. I do a layer or 2. And I'm not going all the way up to where I want it to finish at the top towards my eyebrow, because I will be blending it out later. So now with another brush, I'm going to take some red. This is like a reddy orange shade. And the same thing again, and I'm going to tap that over the middle, and as you tap it over the yellow, it does blend a little bit with it, not the best. It does blend a little bit. I'm taking another brush. So now I'm going to take some pink and tap that on the edge, just here. Then I like to take a clean fluffy brush. This one is stained, but it is clean. And I'm firstly going to blend the edge of this yellow shade out. There's nothing on this brush. I'm just lightly swirling over. Now I'm going to blend out the red. This up. Pink. So now what we've done here is blended just the outside, and already it looks more blended. It's not completely blended, as you can see. The harsh line between the yellow and the red is much more significant than the harsh line between the red and the pink, but it's a lot more blended. So now what we're going to do is take some more of each colour on the flat brush and just patting it right onto the lid. I'm now not trying to go too much higher than my crease, because that's where our nice blend is, and I don't want to really disturb that too much, because otherwise we'll have to do it all over again. So I'm just applying a little bit more of each shade. So now with my little blending brush, because this still has a little bit of pink on it from a minute ago, I'm going to now blend in between the red and the pink. Very lightly back and forth. The brush is clean. I'm going to do exactly the same thing between the yellow and the orange. This look, and any look really, but especially when using colour, is all about building up the pigment and then blending together. So it's a lot of like building up, blending away, building up, blending away. And it's so easy to do looks like this. Easier than people realise, I think, to do like a simple colourful eye like this, which is so effective, but like looks really complicated, but it's actually super easy. So as you just saw then, I just cleaned up the edges, because obviously I do have to do the rest of my makeup and then do the lower lash line. Okay, so as you can see, I now have two eyes, the top done, and I have my base on, and I'm adjusting my highlighter at the moment. So I'm going to put a little bit of that highlighter just in the inner corner, just to brighten it up. I always do this step with my eyes, it just kind of opens them. I find it finishes off every look that I do. Now we have the lower lash line to do. I like to use a small brush for my lower lash line, so I've got one like this, a little pencil brush. And I'm just going to be taking pretty much exactly the same shades on my lower lash line. So I'm going to start with the pink, the outside, and I'm just going to run that along the bottom, just connect it up to the outer corner, and then a bit of the red, just run it along. So this is the easiest part, I think, is doing the lower lash line, just like that. And then sometimes, so today, I'm going to take just a clean fluffy brush, and I just run that along the very edge of those shades. just to blend them out a tiny bit so it's not too harsh. And that is literally it for eyeshadow. That is how I do colourful eyeshadow. Obviously, like I said, put some like other eyeshadow looks that you want to see me do in the comments, because I'll be able to do more like focused ones, and they'll probably be a little bit trickier to use colours, so just ask me and I will try and do that for you. But this is how you do a really simple one. So this is the finished look. I've paired it with a hot pink lip because I haven't worn a hot pink lip in ages and I just think it looks so pretty, and I've matched my scrunchies to the different colours. So yeah, this is the finished look. So hopefully you now have some idea of how to do a very simple rainbow eye, how to blend bright colours really simply. And again, like I said before, please put down below any looks you want to do, or DM them to me if you have pictures, so that then I can give you more in-depth tutorials on those looks as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below, and also leave me a comment with what you want to see next. And also follow my Instagram. This video will be in my beginner series. It'll be in the description box, and you'll be able to find the whole series on my homepage in the playlist section, along with the first episode, which was the base. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!